This is the JEECOO A10 computer speaker. This is a very affordable speaker with both Bluetooth and wired connectivity. In this video, I'm going to tell you whether I think it's worth buying, even at such a low price point. Let's get into it. My name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech. Everyday Tech for everyday people. Today, we're looking at a small computer speaker by JEECOO. Now, full disclosure, JEECOO did reach out to me and asked me if I would review this product. They're not seeing this video before it goes up. All my opinions are my own. Now, this is not going to be a very long video because this is a pretty simple product, but I am going to point a few things out and then tell you how they sound. Now, on Amazon, this is listed as a wired USB laptop speaker. Now, the USB part of that title or that listing is a little bit deceiving in the sense that this is not a true USB audio device where the audio is coming out through the USB cable digitally. Actually, this is more of a USB powered device where you don't need an AC adapter to a DC plug to power these speakers. You just use the USB-A cable to power it up. Now, that is listed on the Amazon listing in the description, but it's just one liner and it's a little bit small there and it's a little bit deceiving. So really, you're just powering this up via the USB cable. Now, the sound source comes from either a Bluetooth source or through a 3.5 millimeter jack. But the intention of this design, I think, is you're going to plug this into an open USB-A port, let's say on your laptop, and then you're going to plug this into the 3.5 millimeter port on your device, assuming your device still has a 3.5 millimeter port. Now, you could use the Bluetooth connectivity on your laptop and have this just power the speakers, but that can introduce some latency there. Now we have everything connected and we're pretty much ready to go. To power on these speakers, we simply turn up the knob for the volume knob here. And then this comes to one of my biggest annoyances of the speaker. Every time this is powered on, it's going to announce what mode it's in. And so I'm going to do that now.
AUX mode.
It said AUX mode, which is the aux mode. Really, it's the wired mode. And then if we press this again, or if it's in Bluetooth mode, it'll say Bluetooth mode. Now, it's going to always do that announcement when it's powered on at a certain volume, which is pretty loud and annoying to me. I wish it would adjust the volume of that announcement based on how loud this knob is turned up. So if it's all the way down, it's still going to give that same volume. Now, the functionality is very simple. We have the volume knob here to turn it on and off as well. And then we have this button here, which is the mode button. It's labeled M. So we're going to change it to Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth mode.
We're going to hear another set of dings or chimes. And that means it connected to my phone, which I did pair earlier with it. Now, of course, when you first turn on these speakers, it's not paired to anything. So it's automatically in pairing mode. And so you can pair it there. And then if you need to clear the list of Bluetooth devices on here, you're just going to hold this down for 3 seconds. And then you can pair it with your devices again. But how do these speakers sound? Actually, these sound surprisingly pretty good. Now remember, this is a single speaker with a 2.5-inch driver in them, which is pretty small. I did crank this up all the way up, and then on my computer, I cranked up some music from all different kinds of genre. The sound was actually very crisp with very little to no distortion at all. And with spoken content, it was the same, whether it was podcasts or other spoken content. The sound was very crisp and clear. But remember, we are still limited to the size of these speakers. It sounded like it was coming from a small source, from one single small source, which it did come from. Now, I did hear the bass through the music, but it did lack that punch as well. Remember, we are limited to physics here. But the question we have to ask is this better than what we already have? And that depends on what you already have. So compared to my M1 MacBook Air here, the M1 MacBook Air speakers are way better. And part of that is it has two separate speakers, which does make a big difference as well. Compared to my iPad Pro, my 11-inch iPad Pro, I would say these might be a little bit better than the iPad Pro speakers, but I still prefer the iPad Pro speakers because of the portability. But if we're comparing this to something like, let's say, the built-in speakers for my Mac Mini or my kids' Chromebooks, well, this is definitely a step up. Would I recommend the JEECOO A10 computer speakers? In general, especially for me, no. This is for a very specific buyer, a buyer on a budget looking to improve the audio of their older devices, or someone looking for a cheap Bluetooth speaker, mainly for spoken content. Now, most modern devices now have pretty good speakers, especially if they're Apple products as well. But I would say for the size, these are pretty good speakers. And at this price point, it may be hard to pass up as well. Currently, as of this recording, this is listed at $12.99 on Amazon, plus an additional $3 off coupon, which brings it below that $10 price point. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and consider hitting that subscribe button. Until the next one, see ya.